Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Palmer, Director of Operations with CE Floyd, and welcome to today's episode of Industry Tidbits. Today, we will be discussing the rising cost of labor, which not only affecting the construction industry, but really all businesses across a multitude of market sectors. Here with me today is Ken Simonson, Chief Economist for the Associated General Contractors of America, a leading national construction trade association in the country with over 27,000 members in 89 chapters across the United States. As a chief economist, Ken advises the association on trends with material costs, labor availability, and market sectors. Ken, welcome once again.
Well, good to be talking with you again, Jeff.
Welcome to Industry Tidbits, your go-to resource for today, tomorrow, and the future.
Ken, a lot's been made of late about rising costs of materials. We've talked about it. However, the labor market has also seen some really big changes in the last 6 to 12 months. What has your research shown has been happening there?
Well, it's really the number one issue for many construction firms. They have plenty of work to do. They realize materials costs are going up, but it's something that everybody knows about. But the scramble for labor is really something that is a bigger challenge for construction, I think, than many other industries. What we've seen is that while construction firms have been hiring at a good rate in the last few months, they want even more workers. And this next slide shows that the number of job openings at the end of December actually exceeded the number of workers hired. Job openings jumped by 29% from December of 2020 to December of 2021. And yet job hires, that people brought on board in the month of December, stayed in the same general range as they've been for December over a dozen years. In fact, the figures show that if everybody who if firms had been able to hire everybody for whom they still had an open position at the end of the month, they would have brought on twice as many people as they did. And this has been a recurring story for the last several months that, yes, construction firms are finding some workers, but they need a lot more.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of subcontractors say that they're having a hard time finding people who want to work. Is the construction industry in particular having a harder time with labor in comparison to other industries?
Well, construction has a couple of challenges. First of all, the work has to be done on site. You have to get up and be there earlier than I like to start my day, and you have to put up with all kinds of weather conditions. So that's pretty different from people who are able to work from home or on a hybrid basis and may be able to adjust their hours day to day, respond to that call from the kids' daycare or school that they're sending them home all of a sudden. And so that certainly has become more of a challenge now that other industries have gotten more flexible. The other thing is that industries that historically paid minimum wage or only a little more are now offering $16 or $18 an hour as starting pay, and sometimes signing bonuses, retention bonuses. Construction always did have a premium on that average hourly earnings of 20 to 23%, but because of the rapid rise in pay at that low end, that premium has shrunk to about 17%. And that may not be enough to coax people to come to work on hard physical jobs.
So with rising material costs, rising labor costs, labor shortage, where does that leave construction in the long run? A lot of our clients, have projects that they're looking to get done, but are concerned. What can we kind of expect coming down the road?
Yeah, I don't want to leave people with too negative an impression. As I said, construction firms have been able to add more employees, and the demand for construction looks that more and more businesses are reopening, getting ready to expand. Huge growth in manufacturing construction, for instance. Still very active markets in data centers and warehouse construction. Selected areas of alternative energy and healthcare. So I think there's a lot of opportunity, but contractors are going to have to work very hard to find people, bring them into the industry, get their skills up. And part of that will mean investing more in software to know exactly what number of people with what skill set you need on a given day. Part of it will be on-site hardware, things like drones and perhaps 3D printers, robots to assist and improve the care or replace workers. And then also you need to think about is off-site construction, prefabrication, is that feasible for the kind of project you're doing?
Well, great, Ken. That's a lot of good information. I appreciate you joining us today.
Glad to be with you again.
All right. Please follow, share, like Industry Tidbits at cefloyd.com. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at jpalmer at cefloyd.com. Thanks for being with us today.